Hello everybody, it's Jilly here from funcraftstodo@home.com, and as usual, if you don't want to hear the voiceover, turn the sound down and your subtitles on. Now I just need to warn you, because of the heat wave that we have going on in the UK, I have to have my windows wide open and you're probably going to hear traffic and birds singing and just probably the general roar from the highway behind my house. Sorry about that, but we don't have air conditioning generally in our homes here, and so yep, we have to have the windows open. And I'm not a fan of aircon anyway, so it's all good. So this week's video has come from two viewers, Abby and Alison, who both asked questions that I have tried to answer with this tutorial. So I believe Alison was asking about how to make beads from toilet tissue, and Abby was wanting to know how to make round beads. So for Alison, I've made these large turquoise beads from toilet tissue, and each bead is 1 square. And what I've done, I have adapted the way I make beads using decorative napkins, the 2-ply napkins. So I just followed the same principle but using toilet tissue squares instead, and it worked really well. So thanks for that, Alison. I hope your friend gets to use up all the toilet roll she has. And so the other request was from Abby, who wanted to know how to make round paper beads. So I did this by using one of my 2-part templates, which I am giving away as a free digital download over on my craft website, and you can find a link to that at the end of this tutorial. Right on the very end screen there will be a link that you can click on, and that will take you over to my website. So if you're going to use the 2-part template to get these beads the same shape, the red ones here that I have, you're going to need to use the same paperweight that I used, and in the UK it's 200 GSM. So I'm not quite sure what that is in other parts of the world. So wherever you are, you probably have to just research that and see what the equivalent weight is in your country. We're going to get started in a moment. I just want to warn you, if you pick up any screaming, any children screaming on this soundtrack, there's some children across the road from me that have got a bouncy castle, and they've been screaming their heads off all day. So if you do pick that up on the soundtrack, don't worry, they're having fun. I'm going to start with the beads that I made with my 2-part template, and you can see how I decorated them as well. Then I am going to move on to the beads that I made with the squares of toilet tissue, and I'm going to show you how I decorated those and got this lovely black and gold decorative effect. And when I'm done with the round beads, I'm going to move on and show you over on my website. I'm also giving away the paper bead design, what am I trying to say? The paper bead strip template that you can make these beads with. Okay, so I'm going to start with these ones, and this is the 2-part template that you're going to need to get from my website and then print off onto 200 GSM paper, or the equivalent weight in your country. And you can see how these two strips, they actually join together. You cut them down the black lines, and you match up the bottoms with the tops. You see. Now I cheated because I have got an electronic die cutter, and I cheated. I didn't cut them out with a scalpel, which if you don't have an electronic cutter, that's what you're going to have to do. If you do have an electronic die cutter, then you know how to put my design into the software and get your machine to cut It takes all the work out of cutting by hand. So first of all, you obviously start by rolling the bottom half of the 2-part template, and you've got to be precise with this. Normally there's a bit of leeway, but you really do have to be precise with this, and on a bad day it takes me several goes. And you can see what I'm doing. You just stick the end down with glue stick, and then you need to take the top half, the skinnier strip of the two. You can just see how it's got that slight I don't know, I can't, my brain won't work today. I'm not sure what it is I'm trying to say, but the heat is really getting to me. So yeah, you just take the second half of the template and join it on where you stop rolling the first half. And again, you need to be very precise with this and keep good control over keeping your strip completely central. I have to say, I'm so used to just rolling my bead strips really quickly, and normally you can adjust them once you take them off the bead roller, but with this you can't. You need to get it right on the roller. And I mean, yeah, they're not completely round. Some people take theirs down to such a skinny strip that the point actually goes off to practically nothing. I think they look rounder when you don't have that skinny strip going round at the end, but it's personal taste. I mean, this is the template that I've done, and if you want a different one, I'm sure that there's people out there that will sell you one that's got the skinny pointy bit that goes, but I do think that the bead looks rounder without that. So that's what they look like before they're decorated, and obviously these are the ones that I have decorated, and these are rock hard now. So what I do, I get 2-ply napkins, and I'm just going to simulate me pulling apart 2 plies because I did this off camera. So yeah, that's what it would look like. You would just pull the 2 plies apart, and then all I do is I take some PVA glue. I've used Deco Mache for this one. It dries up nice and hard. Put the bead onto a kebab stick or something that's going to hold it firm. Give it a nice thick coating of PVA glue, and then you'll need a piece of Florist's Oasis because it's handy for just standing the beads in to dry or to hold them while you're doing something else like tearing paper up. So I just take a piece of the inside of the napkin, the plain bit. I mean, you can skip this step out if you want to, but I prefer having my beads covered in a plain white coating first. So this is my first layer, and you don't, it doesn't matter about the wrinkles, the glue will smooth them out. Shame it doesn't do the same thing for your face. Yeah, please don't try that at home, it's a joke. So then I just take bits of whatever napkin I'm using to make the decoration. Then I use Anita's clear gloss to make the beads shiny. And that's all there is to it. So now we go on to the beads I made with toilet tissue. You need the good quality, more expensive toilet tissue. The cheaper ones don't really work very well. They didn't for me anyway. and you use 1 square per bead, or if you wanted smaller beads then you could obviously use half a square. And you will need some kind of a glass chopping board or something that PVA glue won't stick to. So just dollop the PVA glue on. Again, I am using Deco Mache white glue, and just basically do what you see me do here. You need to soak the toilet tissue square, put plenty of glue on there, and then just roll it in between the palms of your hands. It's very messy, I will warn you. I did try to use rubber gloves, but I ended up in such a muddle with the gloves that I gave up. And actually I quite like freaking people out when I go out in public and sit there peeling PVA glue off my hands. No, I don't really. So yeah, you take a kebab skewer, and you're not actually pushing the skewer all the way through. All you're doing is making a mark for where you were going to drill the hole when the beads are completely dry and rock hard. And then this is why you need a non-stick surface, because you're going to leave them on here to dry. Now the one on the right this one was a piece of toilet tissue that I pre-painted before I actually rolled it. But all the others, the ones that you see here now, I actually waited to paint them afterwards, and I do prefer that, to be honest. And the reason I chose turquoise is because I'm absolutely addicted to turquoise and gold with a bit of black in. I think that looks really pretty. Now, those of you that have seen my films before, you may remember that I quite often use these nail stickers that they use in nail bars. And I have got loads of these in my Amazon shops, and there are links to my Amazon shops on my website. And again, my website address is going to be at the end of this tutorial, on the very, very end screen when the music comes on. That is where you will find a link to my website. And when you go to my website, you will find my Amazon shops listed there, and you can get most of the things that I use in my tutorials in my Amazon shops. And you will also get the links to my free downloads. And there's no catch with my downloads. I don't even use a password anymore. You can literally just go onto the post that goes with this particular video, and you will see the links. Click on the links and the files come up immediately. So this is what they look like when they're done. I do like to give mine an extra coat of Anita's clear gloss to seal the nail stickers on there. And the nail stickers really do work well for decoration. Now we need to move on to the bead strip template that's also a free download over on my website. So this is what you'll get when you go over to my website and download it. So you just need to print it off, and you will be able to make these lovely beads. But there's a couple of things that you need to do that will set your beads apart from everyone else's beads. If you notice, the insides of them are blue, there's no white edges. Okay, so here's me cheating. If you have a silhouette cameo, you can also do this. You will know how to use the software if you have one. And look how easily they come. This is just brilliant. I don't cut by hand anymore. I'm really lazy. But if you don't have an electronic cutter, I mean, it doesn't take long to cut them. This is what I mean. Do you see on the one on the right has got this white, where the bead strip has wound, you can see the white edge. On this one, there is no white edge. There's also no white core. And this really does set your beads apart. So the way I deal with this is, it is fiddly. I'll give you that, it is fiddly, but it's well worth it. And I have tried stacking these together in one lump and actually just running the Sharpie or the, you know, whatever what is wrong with me today? I can't think of any of the words I need to use. Yeah, you can see what they look like when you have done the edges with a Sharpie marker or whatever you've got. I also do the here we go again. The thick end, the base of the bead, I also colour in with marker. Oh, just blame the heat. So what happens when you've got that rolled up, instead of being able to see the inside that will be showing white, it won't show white because that's where you put your marker. See that? And you get you don't get that horrible sort of white. Oh, I give up. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. We're not used to these temperatures in England. And again, I use clear gloss. So that's it. Oh yeah, and the usual thing, this is how you dry them when you've put the gloss on there. Just toothpicks with beeswax on, stuck into a piece of Florist Oasis. So there's the toilet paper beads. Again, not sure why I showed you that again. I think I'm just really proud of them. Yeah, this is what I did. I just put them onto a piece of 1mm round elastic, and I actually wore these at the weekend to a birthday party. A socially distanced birthday party, but a birthday party nonetheless. And of course it was outdoors, so everyone was safe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a bit of a mixed bag. If you did enjoy it, go and have a look at my other videos. There may be something else there that you like. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's helped me to hit 10,000 plus subscribers now. So thank you everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, bye.